What's up, boners? The Skull Seeker here. Today I'm going to be comparing 3 different species of catfish. So first we have the channel catfish, then the flathead catfish, and the blue catfish. Now the easiest way to tell them apart is the front of the neurocraniums. So the channel catfish has a little kind of oval here right at this point. Small little narrow oval. The blue catfish has an oval facing the opposite direction. So instead of being up and down, it's going to the sides. And the flathead catfish has a very wide gap here that just spreads out. So very wide forehead, or whatever you want to call that, lip. So that's how you would tell those 3 apart if you just find the neurocranium. So we'll start with the channel catfish to look closer. So this channel catfish, of course the skull is just from the tip of the neurocranium here to the back of the neurocranium here. So this is about the size of the total skull. Then there's the complex vertebrae, which is this big chunk right here, and that extends the length out to here. Then there is the dorsal fin spine that sticks up here, and the pectoral fin spines. They are serrated so they can cut you open. This dorsal fin spine is not serrated up here on this individual. There are the ribs and the vertebrae behind the complex vertebrae. But as you can see, the neurocranium is this long thing here. It's by far the biggest bone. They kind of have these cheekbones, the lower jaw, on the top of the jaw, on the upper jaw you can see the tooth pads. So essentially teeth would be filled throughout here in those little holes. Same thing with the bottom jaw and all of this area across here. Then there are the barbel bones, which go into the barbels, and then they continue out back here. The other barbels, they have 8 total, so they have 2 more up here, and then they have 4 on the chin, and those do not have little bones in them like the main pair do that come off the jaw. Now this looks like the eye, but this is not the eye right here, even though that looks like it. Their eye is actually right here, and this little bone has a cartilaginous piece that will connect like this, and their eye is right here. So if you're looking at them, their eye's here, not back here. Their eye is right about here in this big space. And I loosened one of these bones. I'll have to glue that back on. Anyway, the underside, you can see these are little pieces of the gill rakers. This is the pectoral girdle. So it attaches the fin spines, the pectoral fin spines on. And so this individual would have been around 30 or 31 inches long. So decently sized, well, more than decently sized channel catfish, very large channel catfish. Next we move on to the blue catfish. So the blue catfish is a much larger species of catfish. This skull is about 16 inches long and would belong to an individual at least 4 feet in size, although I did see the corpse, so yeah, about 4 feet. The whole body was there. I just took the skull. But anyway, very large pectoral fin spines. Each one of these is 5 inches total. The dorsal fin spine is even longer, a little bit over 5.5 inches. Again, the complex vertebrae is this big chunk right here, that bone. Neurocranium, again, it has the little hole in the front like that. The tooth pads, you can see the bottom teeth there, and then the top jaw with the tooth pads. And once again, the eye is not right here, it is right here. And then the remaining ribs and vertebrae. So here it is, a gigantic blue catfish skull. And then lastly, we have our flathead. And so the flathead is the longest North American catfish. The blue catfish is the heaviest. But this individual would be around 5 feet long. And the Pectoral fin spines, serrated and dangerous. The dorsal fin spine, long and pointy. The complex vertebrae here is actually larger than a cow's vertebrae, so it is absolutely ginormous. The neurocranium is over 12 inches long. Again, it has that little gap in the front that is really wide. You can see the tooth pads down here where the little teeth would be. Same thing on the top jaw, and it actually has plates that come from here and point backwards, whereas the others just kind of stick out to the sides. Barbel bones on both sides. This is that little cartilaginous piece that connects here, so the eye's right here. So you look at the side view again, the eye's right here, not back here. So that is the eye. And then the pectoral girdle here that the fin spine's attached to. So anyway, this is a very large flathead. And then in general, all three of these are large specimens, especially the channel catfish. You know, an average channel catfish you might catch at a local pond might be this length total. Whereas this is just the first, like a little bit less than the first third of it. So, yeah, but anyway, big catfish. Those are the three large North American catfish. And I have skulls from all three of them now, so pretty cool. I also have a complete blue catfish skull with the insides intact in terms of all of the gill arches and essentially everything there. The cartilage on the eyes and the fins are taxidermied, all that. I have one of those too that's completely put together and missing no bones. And then I have a bullhead also that is complete. But at any rate, these are the three I'm showing for this video. And so hope you could see the differences between these. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.